There is one video that I haven't actually done before, and it is a tattoo tour. So I thought this week I would do a little tattoo tour for you because I've got so many questions about them and I've got quite a few to show you. I feel like I don't really ever speak about them, and I don't know if it's because a lot of them don't really have any meaning. It's kind of just because of the things that I liked at that time. But yeah, I've never thought about doing one. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to start. I think it's best that we get in with the first one that I've had, which I got just after I turned 18. And it's this little uniloam. I feel like not many people know I've got this one, but it's a little bit faded out. It was more fine line, but obviously because this area is bone, it kind of like spread out a bit. But yeah, that is my first one that I got done. And then I think my second one was this one on my wrist, which is just a little flower. I knew that when I was planning my tattoos, that when I was looking on Pinterest and stuff, I knew that I really wanted to focus more on florals and more like flower designs. So I thought I'm gonna start off with one here. And I think this pain threshold was literally probably a 5 out of 10. It wasn't painful at all, and I think this is like one of the best spots to get a tattoo if it's like one of your first ones. And then I'm gonna try and go in chronological order from which ones I got done, just so that I can like remember too. But I'm pretty sure my next one was a combination. I think I got both of these done at the same time. And it is my little snake. And then I did this wraparound detail, which is like a little wraparound leaf that goes all the way around and then goes under, round onto my hand. But it just kind of wraps around. Really quite cool, because I thought I don't want anything too heavy here. I wanted something quite small and light. So I just got a little snake, and then, yeah, just a little wraparound leaf. And then I think it must have been my Monstera that I got next, because I got quite a few done by the same artist, and then I decided to do a little bit more research on better artists. So I'm pretty sure I got this afterwards. And the fun fact, the reason why I got my Monstera is because I have cats and they've often got a tendency to eat my plants, and Monsteras are highly, highly, highly toxic. So I got the little Monstera just as like a little reminder that it is one of my favourite plants, but obviously I can't have it in the house anymore. So I just got a little tattoo of it, which I think is super, super cute. And then, oh, and I did actually get the chrysanthemum by the same artist as well. And this one was a strong, I want to say it was like a strong 8.5 out of 10. Like, especially around here, like I do need to get it touched up. Like it has kind of faded a bit there, but this one was so strongly painful, and I knew it would be painful, but I wanted something that just fit my elbow really nice. And I did obviously get one on my shoulder as well, but yeah, I think that one is really, really cute. And then I think I moved home and I ended up moving to a different town, so I was looking at more artists in that area. And I think that is when I got my little frog guy. And guys, I got my frog and my mushrooms done in the same sitting, and it was so painful. Like this was a solid 9 out of 10. I remember being sat there, I think my arm was shaking. I was in so much pain. But yeah, I got my little mushrooms and my little frog. I have no idea why I got a frog. Like, looking back, I've actually got no idea. I just kind of saw it and thought, yeah, that looks fun. I'm gonna have it on my body. And honestly, I love him. I feel like a lot of people notice my frog a lot, and they kind of message me about my frog. And it is just really fun. He's called Freddie and he just sits there. I did want to get a matching one here. Maybe like a little girl or something, like maybe a frog with some wings, I think would be so cute. Like just a little like his and hers matching frogs. But yeah, I got him. No real reason. I liked him. I thought I really like frogs. I'm gonna pop one on there. and mushrooms, because I think mushrooms are so cool and so fascinating. And I just have a little bit of inspiration to have on there. But yeah, I then realised that I had a gap from where I had my chrysanthemum and where I had my wraparound leaf. And I had this big blank gap here. And I went to my tattoo lady and I asked her what we could do, and she came up with this beautiful Luna moth that just fits perfectly, and she was so good at filling in the gaps. Like, if you've ever had a tattoo, if you've ever got negative space and you didn't know what to put there, like, having an artist that knew how to fill the negative space was just amazing. So I got this little girl, and then she hand drew these leaves that kind of go up here and they kind of wrap around through here as well. So like all of this negative space was completely filled by her, and it's just stunning. Like, I love when I can put my hand up like this. It's just like completely full. I love her. I think she's probably one of my favourites just because of like how nice like the butterfly fits at an angle and how it just kind of went right up into like all the bits and bobs in the space. And then, since I was so happy with this negative space that she filled, I had this little gap here that my frog was there, this one was there, but then I had this gap here. And I saw like people do like stars and things, but I wanted to kind of stick to the nature theme. And I came up with these little blackberries that again she hand drew. And she popped these blackberries like here, and then another one here. And I just think it's like such a cool little design. I might get a few more of these on this arm when I get a few more of these bits tattooed. But yeah, I love these little blackberries. They're just like such a good gap filler, because I feel like I wanted to stick to the same theme, but I wanted something that still looked within my style. And I feel like that just kind of like completed like all these little gap fillers. I need to get another one here actually. I should get a little bramble here actually. But yeah, like all these gap fillers just really filled in the gap. And then I'm going to turn around, because I don't think this tattoo ever gets shown. I feel like I show a lot from this side, but I don't often share a lot from this side. But this is my little butterfly lady. She is so cute. She's got luscious long hair, and she's got these little butterflies, little butterflies, little butterflies. And yeah, I just think she's so cute. And I've got, obviously, if you have seen a lot of my stuff, I have got the matching one here, which is probably my favourite out of the two. I shouldn't have favourites, but I do. This one is my favourite. She's a little elf, a little fairy with like a little mushroom hat. And then this one obviously is my butterfly. I'm trying to like get the best angle so you can see them all in great detail. And then if we come from round here, I got this little golden, which is so cute. I love the way the leaves go round. And I just like when I'm like standing, you can just see them like both together, which I think is so cute. And then obviously I had to get another chrysanthemum on this one, and this one was so painful. And probably besides from the elbow and these two, the rest of them were actually pretty okay pain-wise. A couple of little spicy areas here, and like obviously this one, but the pain-wise was actually pretty okay until we come round to this one. And this one was hell. I feel like once she got right up here, it felt like she was literally tattooing my neck. It was so painful, but I just absolutely love it. I think the placement and everything, it just fits so perfectly. And yeah, I love it. I took her up for a guest spot, because if you haven't realised, a lot of tattoo artists that like you might come across might do guest spots in your area if they live quite far away. And she lived quite far away, but she did do a guest spot where I was living, so I was able to get a tattoo by her, which I thought was stunning. And I just love it. It's like super high in detail. It's beautiful. And then we go down to books, and obviously I love to read, so I thought, what better way than to have some little books on my arm. Again, in that such a fine detail. This was when I started to get really into really fine detail as opposed to like more 2D. But yeah, these are like my little stack of books. I have got like a little cat scratch there that turned into a scar, so it's like cut it out a little bit. But yeah, that is my books with some leaves, and I've incorporated some forget-me-nots because forget-me-nots are one of my favourite flowers. I think they're just so cute and so little, and I've got a few like forget-me-not flowers in the garden that pop up around this time. So I incorporated some forget-me-nots. I've got a little bit of lavender because it reminds me of my grandma. I do actually have a little bit of lavender, which I will share with you on my legs. But this reminds me of my grandma because we would always pick her lavender bush and then make like these little pillows, because I used to struggle with my sleep, and she'd make them for me and we'd make them together, and it would always help me sleep just having like the scent of lavender. So yeah, I incorporate some of that into my books and some forget-me-nots. So a few of them have like little special meanings, but this one was definitely my fun arm. And then as I started to get more, I started to think about ones with more meaning. And then that one, and then I've got a pair of vintage scissors because I started getting really into loving vintage and loving vintage artwork and loving like things from back then. So, and I thought the vintage scissors are so cool. And I think that is like so beautiful. They've got like the scissors, and again with like some of the flowers, and I just think it's so cool, and it just fit like perfectly in this like little gap. It just fit really well. And then this one. Now, I started getting all of these tattoos and I started going to different artists, and then for some reason I went back to the artist that did the snake and the monstera, and I wanted something like with fruit, and I wanted to do something with oranges and leaves and kind of have like this vintage like style fruit orange. But the lady that did this one and this one was fully booked, so I made the mistake of going back to my other artist that I went to at the beginning that does a lot more simpler work, and I made the mistake of getting tattooed by him for this piece, and I hated it. The second he finished, I hated it. I went back and asked if we could add more detail and make it look a little bit more realistic, and it just wasn't. So I've been in the process of getting it lasered now for quite a while, but I think it would be in the position to be able to get covered up now because laser hurts so much. So yeah, take it from me, if there's an artist that you want a piece of art and a tattoo done, just wait, because once I decided that I didn't like this one, I ended up waiting for my whole sternum and my whole chest piece like for a year. I think I had it booked for like 11 months. But yeah, I was impatient, I wanted the tattoo, and now I'm in the process of getting it lasered. But I think that's both of my arms. And then we come to my chest. Now, this was my first bit that I did, that I said, I think I waited 6 months for this one, and then 11 months for this one. But this piece was on a flashcard. You know when you've seen people like tattoo artists have like flash sheets where they've just like drawn them up? This one was actually on a flashcard, and it's actually a pair of women's ovaries, which I thought was so cool. And when I saw this, I thought that would look perfect, like really big on my chest. But it's actually a pair of ovaries. So you've got like the womb and the ovaries there and all the tubes and stuff. But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just think it's a really cute, pretty design, which obviously it is. But I thought like with my whole nature theme, that also being it, and being a woman, I thought that that was so cute to have, because to a lot of people it just looks like a nice floral kind of symmetrical pattern, but to me, I know that it's a little ovary. And then we come down to one of my favourite pieces. Obviously I can't share it with you all, but I've got my little sneaky boy there, and he flows all the way down, and I'm gonna have to bring you down for this one. And he flows all the way down and he wraps around my butterfly. And this one was one of my favourites. I love it so much. I do want to get more added to this one. I think getting more added would be so cool, like especially if like I had more coming up here and more coming up here, and kind of like maybe some more leaves just like wrapping around here. I think I would definitely add on to this one. But yeah, the detail is insane. And yeah, the little snake. These two were not actually that painful. I would say like this was painful. This was literally like a 3 out of 10. This one was a little bit painful just towards my elbow, but it was fine. This one was completely fine. And I think this one was actually alright. It was a little bit painful, but nothing crazy. But these were fine as well. Like even like just here, it got really spicy. Just where like my bones tended to be was where I found painful, which is why I thought this would be really sore, but it actually wasn't too bad. It was pretty okay. But yeah, I think that is my chest and my arms all done. I think I've got one more on my leg that I'm going to share with you, and then that is my little tattoo tour. Okay, I'm going to try and share with you my little leg piece, which is this one. I could probably bring the camera lower actually. Hello boy. This is my little leg piece, which is so beautiful, and it's got a little peony there, because one of my grandma's favourite flowers is a peony, and a little sunflower, because I love sunflowers. I'm trying to balance just to show you. And then like I said with the lavender, I've got some lavender all the way up here as well. But yeah, I definitely think on this leg I want to do the same sort of situation, but with fruit. I think that would just look so cool with some fruit on this leg. But yeah, I definitely want to work on my legs a little bit more, because I've got like quite a lot of this done. But that is my tattoo tour. I hope you enjoyed seeing them all. And yeah, I really like them. I feel like I can't wait to build on them a little bit more and kind of add more, because I think like as I'm getting older, my style is definitely changing more, and I think I want to add in some colour, which I'm excited to do, and I'm excited to find artists that are very good in colour as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.